Welcome to my home theater tour slash studio tour
2025.
So first and foremost, I want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I also want to say thank you for a fantastic 2024. This has definitely been the best year for me on YouTube and just best year for me in life. So I want to give a lot of thanks to you guys for the support, watching the videos, commenting, reaching out, meeting me in person. It's been a blast doing what I do, and a lot of it is because of you guys. Also, to any companies that I've ever partnered with, if you ever sent me anything, if we ever had any kind of conversation, I appreciate you for also making this channel run the way that it does. So thank you to all that support or watch the K-Pace Guide channel. So I want to give you guys my 2025 tour for my home theater and my studio. There's a lot of things that have changed over the years. There's a lot of new people here who may not know much about me, so I'm going to go through everything that I have, and then I'll talk about some upgrades that'll be happening soon. Let's start off with my studio space. So if you didn't know, I moved into this home about a year ago, November 2023. So I've been in this home for a year, and one of the requirements is that I needed a space that I could use as my YouTube studio, which also doubles as my gaming room. I'm a 31-year-old kid, basically, so I still play Xbox pretty much every day, but I needed a place where I could do dedicated videos away from the rest of the house. So I made this space here, and although it's still a working project, it has come a long way in a year. So here's what I have in this room, starting with the desk. I've had this desk for a while. It's about 72 inches wide. So I wanted the big desk that I could fit a big monitor on, as well as speakers, since I do bookshelf speaker reviews in this room. I needed a space where I could have a big mouse pad too, because I really wanted something with some art to give it kind of a pop. So I made this desk here. I painted it, covered it with epoxy to give it this glass-like look, and it's been a strong desk for the last 3 or 4 years, so I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. My keyboard and mouse is from Corsair, something I've had for a while, as well as my Xbox Series X is in here. The monitor is a Samsung Odyssey G9. It's an OLED screen with 0.003 milliseconds of response time. So it is an incredible picture quality and response time for gaming. It does support all the latest codecs except Dolby Vision, but it is a fantastic monitor, and I have been happily beating kids up on Call of Duty on it. So the speakers that are sitting on the desk are actually some very old 20-year-old Onkyo speakers that actually sound amazing. I have held on to those because they sound great for everything that I do in this room: casual music listening, gaming, watching YouTube. And then the stands they're sitting on are Kanto stands that I've had for several years now that, of course, serve their purpose. What's powering my speakers is a SVS sound-based wireless. So this is a really cool amplifier that gives me some really good juice at 4 ohms and 8 ohms, so I can plug up any speakers that I want to. I also use this for all of my bookshelf speaker reviews in this room. So that's the sound path from SVS. It's really, really nice. So the mic stand that I'm using on my desk setup, sometimes I do stream, so I use the toner microphone as well as the arm. I don't remember the model number because I've had them for many of years now, but I love the RGB effect. Who doesn't when it comes to gaming setups? But it does have an incredible sound quality too. And the arm is really sturdy, extends pretty far. It doesn't wiggle, doesn't move anything like that. When I put it into one place, it stays there. So it's a really good pairing. So I love that for what it's worth. So it's been my microphone of choice for when I'm doing any kind of gaming, streaming on Twitch when I'm playing Xbox. My camera that I'm using as my webcam on top of my monitor is an Enther Max Hub, I think it's called. It's a 4K wireless cam with a, wired cam with a microphone built in. So I can use that as my dedicated mic if I want to use that. But I have my headset, of course. But it is a fantastic picture quality out of this 4K camera, and it's wide, has a really good night vision. So if you have a really dim light, it can still, whatever light there is, it can help you be seen. So that's what I've been using again for several years. I have no reason to upgrade it. It's been doing great. So essentially that's my desk setup. And then of course this chair that I'm sitting in, it needs to be replaced. I can't remember what brand this is. The OP seat, that's what it's called. I've had the OP seat for almost 8 or 9 years, if not longer, and it's been solid. It's finally showing some wear and tear because I spend a lot of time sitting in it, but it's been a very comfortable and good chair, but I think I might need to upgrade. So behind the desk setup, all the lights you guys see, I got those from Amazon. They used to be my studio lights that I use, but I gotten some new ones to replace them. So they act as my colorful lights behind the desk to give me this backdrop. And then I have some Edison bulbs behind me hanging from the ceiling to give me that warm kind of look. Sometimes I have the lights on, sometimes I don't. So sometimes the Edison bulbs are a nice aesthetic against the black PVC panels that I have on the wall. These are from Amazon that give the wall this nice little 3D texture, and it looks really good with the lights glowing on it. So that's what I'm doing. It's all from Amazon. The lights, the Edison light bulbs, the lights that they're attached to is on a dimmer switch. I can brighten them up or dim them how I want to. That was from Amazon, and of course so were the PVC panels. They were all from Amazon. So that's what's my background for you guys when I'm making these videos. So off to the right, you guys can see my Starlight. This is actually something that I put in my car a long time ago, and I love the aesthetic, so I decided to make one and put it in my home theater. While it was cool, it didn't make much sense because it wasn't big enough because I have recessed lights in the ceiling, so it didn't work too well. So it's just sitting right here against my wall. It's just a cool little piece, anything special. I may just discard of it soon, but while I have it, we might as well turn it on, right? And then to my right, I just built this thing literally yesterday. This is my fireplace and mantle with a little cubby hole inside. So the goal of building this was, this room in here is a lot colder than the rest of the house. Although there are vents in here, there's only one for this big room. And then the laundry room is just beside it. And there's a lot of windows in here. So it gets cold in the winter in here. So I decided to build a fireplace, put an electric fireplace in here. Also looks good for the aesthetic. And then I cut out a cubby hole so I can put my camera gear. That was another thing that I didn't like, is all my camera gear and my lenses, tripods, all that stuff I use for videos was just kind of everywhere. Now I have a space where I can kind of hide it away, but I can access it anytime I want to. So whoever buys this house after me has a really nice fireplace at the end of the day, but it serves the purpose for me to kind of keep things warm and keep things tidy. I built this mantle as well. I still need to paint this mantle. I think I decided of a color. So I need to finish sanding this down and painting it to match my aesthetic here. But on top will just be different things, like I'll eventually get a KP Sky sign. I have my microphone up there. There's a clock, KPG for KP Sky. So this will be a cool little aesthetic too once I get things to put on top of it. Now this channel was honestly built on music. I was a music major in college. I've loved music my entire time on earth. So of course on the other side of the room, it's not really used much, but I do have my piano over there. I hate to admit it, but I don't use it like I should, but it is there and I'll always have a piano. It'll always be close to my heart. So I do have my piano over there with the piano poster above it, and then all my piano books and some sheet music. It's all over there. So I have this studio for primarily YouTube, where I can come in, make dedicated videos, give you guys good content, have a nice bit of scenery. And then I can also come in here and play video games, laugh with the boys, and I have a couple female friends that I play with, so I can still be a kid, kind of break free from the rest of the house if I need to. So it's a really nice aesthetic. This room, it was an add-on. This used to not exist. It used to be a backyard patio. That's why there's a window over here that actually is where the kitchen is at, but it's cool because I can raise the kitchen and yell at my girlfriend to bring me something to drink while I'm gaming and then close her back. It's pretty funny. So I love it for that. I thought about covering it, but what the heck, leave it up. And then this door on the entrance here was actually a screen door that was on the front of the house, the front door that I thought was so ugly, but I modified it to be my door to my studio, and I frosted the glass so that I could keep myself kind of private and concealed when I'm in here. But that also rolls down too to be a half of a screen. So if I, again, want to yell at somebody in the house to come here real quick, I can just roll that window down, talk to whoever, and then lock it back up. So I love this room. So now let's talk about the home theater. So again, I've been in this house for over a year and a month now, a year and 2 months just about. And I had the choice of choosing 2 different rooms. I could have chose the bigger room to make my home theater. It was much bigger. It would have been easier to place things, get more seats, but I chose this smaller room for 2 reasons. One, because it's rectangle, so it'll have a better sound quality to it. I'll have a less fight when it comes to bass and treating the room and things like that. But 2, the whole cozy feel, I didn't realize how nice it is to kind of have a smaller room and you're, kind of cozy, it's tight, it's just you and maybe your partner. It's really nice for that. And the sound that you can get in this room is incredible. Since you are so close knit to everything, it can really get loud, which is really exciting. So let's go through this room here. So these seats that you guys see are the Valencia, I think Monza pillow top carbon seats that they just sent me about 3 weeks ago. And they are fantastic seats. Aesthetically, there is nothing out there that looks like these. On the side, they are real carbon fiber. It is beautiful. And then when you turn on the lights, it just takes it to a whole new level. So I love these seats. They are a little tall, so they do kind of block my rear speakers, but I can still hear them. But they're really nice. I've learned to find my good position in them, so I like them. I used to have 3 seats in here, but these seats are so wide that I can only fit 2. So I bought a beanbag chair. Now, the beanbag chair was way bigger than I thought it was based off the reviews on Amazon. So I won't leave this chair in here. I'll bring it into my studio, and then if I need to bring it in for somebody to sit, I will. Although I think I'm gonna get just a smaller beanbag chair and just leave it in here so we can have some seating. So if I have guests, they can sit in the seats and I'll sit in the beanbag chair or whatever. Or my dogs love it. They'll sit in the beanbag chair. So I like the beanbag chair idea. This one was just a little too big. So you guys haven't seen this rug yet, but the rug I got from Amazon too. It was $150, my goodness. But it's a really cool home theater rug, movies, action, popcorn. It's a perfect aesthetic. I had a rug in here before that was just something that I had from the old apartment, but it was time to get rid of that. So I ended up getting this rug here, which I think looks really, really good. It just tidies the whole theme together. I wanted something with some artwork because there's not a lot of wall space in this room, so I can't put a lot of decorative art in here, but having this rug kind of satisfies that itch for me. So I love it. I got it on Amazon. I'll link everything in the description down below that you guys see in this video so you guys can go find it for yourself. So let's talk about my speakers, right? So I have a full KEF system. KEF R11s up front. I used to have the KEF R2C tenor channel. I actually got rid of that for the KEF Q4, which is a solid performer. I am very impressed with that speaker. So I will be getting more to fill in the surround sounds. Right now, there's just some little KEF on walls, but the KEF Q4 is so good that I'm gonna get some more and put it in my surround sound area, the rears and the sides. So that's my KEF system. In the ceiling are some Atmos speakers. There's 4 of them, so I'm running a 7.4.4 system in this room, and the Atmos speakers are from Sandavo. These are really good 8-inch Atmos in-ceiling speakers that have been a really good treat to have in my room. They sent that out to me pretty much when I moved into this home. So I definitely have been rocking them for a while, and I have no means to replace them. They're really nice. But leave me down below in the comment section, should I paint those grills to match the ceiling? What is your idea on that? Leave them white or paint them the same color as the ceiling? What do you guys think? Leave me that comment down below in the comment section. So, like I said, I have 7 speakers, 4 Atmos speakers, and I have 4 subs. Well, almost. So I have the front 2 subs up here. The front right sub is the Rhythmic G25 HP. It is a dual 15-inch sealed 1800 watt RMS subwoofer that has blown my mind every single day that I listen to it, to the point where I called Rhythmic and said, I love this sub so much that I want to make my own clone of it. I asked them, what did you make it out of? What kind of drivers are you using? Tell me about the servo technology. What is it tuned to? And then I opened mine up and I looked inside of it and saw how it was built. And then I built 2 of my own. So now I have my own Rhythmic G25 HP sub that I built that performs very close to what theirs does. It's a little bit more powerful, but it sounds very similar to it after a lot of DSP. So I've made one of those so far, and I have another one being made right now that'll be here in a few weeks. So that's 3 subs in the room, but I have a 4th sub that's in the ceiling firing downward. The port is firing into the room. It's a dual 12-inch sub. It's actually ported so that it can make it into the room. So I have 4 subs firing into this room. Well, 3 with the 4th one on the way. And when I tell you it is a literal earthquake in this house, not just the room, but in this house, I put my hand on the Bible that I am not exaggerating. It is incredible to the point where I'll have a dedicated video on those 4 subs here in a couple of weeks. It is awesome. So let's talk about all of my equipment that's powering this home theater. So I made this rack in the room. I used to have an actual rack where it rolled on wheels, but I wanted to take it up a level. So at first I had a rack inside the closet, then I took that rack out and made my own rack inside the closet. And then I said that's not good enough. I then made a door, a glass door to put over top of it. So now I have this nice finished rack and all my equipment sits on these shelves on display, but when you close the door, you can't hear things like fan noise or whatever. So all my equipment is nicely sealed with a couple fans to keep things taken care of. At the top is an Anthem AVM 70. That is my processor doing 15.2 channels. So 15 bed layers, or excuse me, 11 bed layer speakers, Atmos speakers. You can mix it all up and then it can power 2 subs. But I'm using a mini DSP, so I have 4 subs plugged to it. So that Anthem AVM 70 is doing all of the hard work, the processing, the video, all that stuff there. Just below it there is my Blu-ray player. That is the Panasonic UB820. I've had that for a few years. There's not a reason for me to get rid of that either. So I'm holding on tight to that. My power conditioner here is a Sendavo power conditioner that has 8 or 9 outlets on it, plus 2 more on the front. It's a power conditioner that cleans up all the signal. It also tells me if there's any polarity issues, if I have the wires crossed or whatever. So it's a really nice power conditioner, and it also tells me how much power my system is consuming and if my voltage is dropping. So it's a really nice power conditioner. I definitely recommend it. There are some fans inside of this rack since there's a lot of heat that's generated. Of course, my door is slightly cracked open so heat can dissipate, but I have 2 fans in there. I have an AC Infinity S7 sitting on top of one of my amplifiers, but I also have an Aircom in the door. It's an exhaust fan. So what it does is it takes the heat as it rises and spits it out into the room. So it literally is an exhaust fan, kind of like an over-the-range hood or a microwave, where it takes the heat into the fan and spits it out of the closet so the closet stays nice and cool. So I have that fan there. So I have a couple different amplifiers also in my amp rack. I have 3 different subwoofer amplifiers powering the 3 DIY subs. So 2 of them are QSC amplifiers. One of them gives me, I think, 3,400 watts or 3,200 watts into 4 ohms. So that one's powering the in-ceiling speaker. The other amplifier, the 2402, I think it's called, or something like that, it has about, I think, 2,000 watts or so per channel, something like that. So that's powering my sub that's in the closet. The sub that's going to be in the back of the room, that's where it's going to go. So that's going to be my second sub. And then the other amplifier, the crown amplifier, that gives me 300 watts into 2 ohms. That's powering the sub in the front left. So those 3 amplifiers are giving me between 2,000 and 3,000 watts to my subwoofers. All of my subs are dual 15 sealed subs. So the sound pressure and the sound quality is immense. I love it. So those are the 3 amplifiers powering my subs. And then of course the rhythmic sub itself has its own plate amplifier on the back, giving 1800 watts itself. So I have so much bass, it's not even funny. So moving down from there, you have the OSD audio amplifier. This is a 4-channel amp that I just reviewed not too long ago. That is powering my Atmos speakers. It's giving me 150, 160 watts at any given moment to those speakers. It's way more than they need, but it does help to have the juice on tap. And then my big boy down there that I've had for over 5 or 6 years now is my Monolith Monoprice Monolith 7X. It gives me 200 watts at 8 ohms, I think 300 watts at 4 ohms. So there's a lot of juice coming from that closet into this room. It is crazy. So the space down below in the closet will be where that last sub will go in. I've put my sub there before and it sounds incredible as a near field sub. So when I get finished building my 4th sub, that's where it will go. So I'm excited. So the screen that I'm using in my home theater is from Akia. It's a sister company to Elite Screens. This is a 103-inch screen that's ambient light rejecting, so I can use it in day or nighttime, which I do all the time, or with the lights on. It's a really good image. It's a really good screen size for this room. I'm about 8.5 feet away from it, so the immersion is there. So I love this screen. I've had this screen for, again, 3 or 4 years now. Something they sent me to review. It's been solid. So I'm still using that until I end up upgrading to something a little bit different. But right now I don't have an itch to upgrade. So that is an Akia 103-inch ALR screen. I love it. And then the projector below it that's providing me this image is the AWOL Vision 3500. So the LTV 3500 is a fantastic projector. I just put that into that room maybe 2 months ago. So if you haven't seen that review, go watch that review because this projector is amazing. I love it. I'm actually coming from a Samsung LSP9T that I've had for 2 or so years that I'm actually selling. So stay tuned for that. If you're looking for a 4K ultra low projector, try laser. I have one for you. I'm going to give you guys a good price, so stay tuned for that. If you're interested, let me know. But I have now the AWOL Vision and it's absolutely fantastic. So kudos there. The stand that my projector is sitting on is just a center channel stand that I've had for a while that puts it at the perfect height for me. So I'm just using a center channel speaker stand for my projector. It's serving its purpose, so I'm not going to change it. So to kind of end things off, let's talk about some of the miscellaneous things in the room. So my popcorn machine I bought on Amazon. I've had it for a while. I don't use it too often. I probably used it 8 or 9 times since I've had it in the last 2 or 3 years. But it does make some really good popcorn. But I got it more for the aesthetic. So it's a nice little piece there. The signs in the room, the jazz sign in the back, my girlfriend got that from At Home for me. I begged her. I literally begged her in the aisle to get me that. It was $69, $70. Man, I turned into a baby to get her to get me that. She did, but she wasn't happy the rest of the night. But I love it in here. It rattles a little bit during some of the movies, but otherwise I love it. And then you'll see like the popcorn sign on the wall. There's some signs above the door on the entrance. There's an action sign in here. Those little signs I got from Amazon for literally $9. All 4 of those were $9. So good price to get some signs in here. Just kind of throw, again, some aesthetic here. So I like them enough to keep them in the room there. Did I forget anything? I put these recessed lights in the ceiling about 4 or 5 months ago because it was just that one little booby light. I didn't like it. It looked too old-fashioned, so I took that out and put 3 recessed lights in, and it's really added to the whole modern home theater feel. So I like that. I can change the colors of them if I want to, dim one, brighten them, whatever. So really cool aesthetic overall. All right, guys, so I'm gonna end it there. If I forgot to mention anything in the video, or if there's something you saw that you wanna know more about, just leave me a comment down below. I'll definitely respond to it. Everything that I mentioned in this video, if I can find it, I will leave a link to it, whether it's Amazon or the direct website to the manufacturer. I'll try to leave everything in the description for you guys so you can click on it and take a look at it, maybe own it for yourself. So some of those links will be affiliate links. So if you buy something, it does come back to me. So thank you for that. But if there's anything I missed either in the studio or in the home theater room, let me know. I'm more than happy to talk to you guys more about that. But everything that I talked about should have a review video on my channel. Thank you guys so much for a fantastic year. We've grown over 6,000 subscribers this year, which is the most growth I've had in a year since I've started YouTube. So huge shout out to everybody who's made that possible. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, you're new here, please consider subscribing. We have tons of fun on this channel. I'm a very unique channel to the space. Not many people do reviews like I do. So we have a lot of fun on this channel. So again, if you're new here, welcome. Please stay around. If you're an old head, I appreciate your consistent support. It's been great. We're gonna have a fantastic 2025. I can't wait to see what's next. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a happy new year. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you in the new year. Cape Bay Sky out. Peace.